Alright, hey guys, Marine Alien here. I'm probably gonna make this, really quick. I don't know. I wanted to do, an actual video and, stuff like that, and, I'm at least trying to, do it properly. Actually have, a little tiny script. It's a very tiny script. And I'm also gonna be filming some gameplay. I'm talking using an app I never used before. It's really confusing. So, anyways, I wanted to make this video about why does skill-based matchmaking not matter anymore, or at least why doesn't it, or whatever. And here's the thing, TLDR. If you people are like Zoomers, you can't be here for more than it's already been a minute. So I guess they already clicked off. Anyways, why does it not matter? It's because people lack the self-awareness. That's it. That's it. Alright. I was going to cut and then do another, but I'm just going to keep it through and through. Keep it real simple. Keep it clean. If I mess up, you guys would know. So, if you're obviously already here, you guys already know what skill-based matchmaking is and what it isn't. Now, it is a predatory system, and skill-based matchmaking, what it entails is what it entails. It's based off of skill. It's based off of nothing more than that. Not based off of connection. It's not based off of literally anything else. I don't know what else to say other than that. See, maybe it's a bad idea to have a script, but I don't know. This thing, what I mean. So, what I mean by, to get this over with, because I probably made a lot of people mad, is why did I say that people have no self-awareness? Well, when you're dealing with Call of Duty, as a fine example of that, of skill-based matchmaking, these people I don't think realize that they are playing these games competitively. Or rather, I don't think that they realize how much skill that they're actually using, or just in general, I don't think they have any self-awareness at all. They're like, well, if somebody is doing this, I must do this as well. It's like fueling fire with fire. And all that's going to happen is that fire is going to get too big, and, well, this is what you get with the Modern Warfare 3 open beta, is everybody's complaining about skill-based matchmaking, but you should have already realized this. And I think it's been this way for years, but it's weird how people already complain about this, but I don't think they realize that they're part of the problem. It's not really skill-based matchmaking, and a fine example of this that I had, a good experience that I've had to combat this. Now, granted, I didn't record because I'm not a fucking content creator. I don't record when I play games, right? I don't record it to make content and make money off of it. I just play games to have fun. That's another thing I'll bring up as well, is I don't think people who play games are having fun anymore, nor do they try to have fun. They'll say that they are having fun, but they are playing the game more competitively. I don't think people realize this, but they do. And anyways, this is where, I don't have any clips of it, but I remember my experience of playing X-Defiant. Now, anybody knows X-Defiant, sure, whatever, it's gonna die, whatever. It's a COD killer, it's this or that, it's a game. It's a game, that's all it is. Now, a big part of this is the fact that, when I played X-Defiant, all the beta tests, all the closed tests, I played them. Not every single one, but I played enough of them. And the thing is that I was running into these people who were playing almost the same way as the people who were playing Call of Duty. I mean, granted, I don't really play COD. I don't give them any money because I don't support groomers or pedophiles or whatever, so they do. I don't, so I don't buy their games. I don't like that. It's disgusting. But anyways, so I'm trying not to bring up too much real life shit here. I'm trying to avoid all the Activision Blizzard workplaces. Anyways, so but anyway, so when I played, like, for example, MW3 Open Beta, but I also played, Modern Warfare 2019. I fell for that game just like everybody else did. That game felt so unbelievably competitive. It was so unbelievably competitive. And I was like, what the fuck's going on, man? I was like, okay, what is this skill-based matchmaking? It's insane. And that was when you started seeing people talk about that shit. But anyways, to go back with X Defiant, that game does not have skill-based matchmaking. Everybody knows, if they know X Defiant, it doesn't have skill-based matchmaking. Lo and behold, though, that does not matter because the people played the same exact fucking way. The people who were interested or played Call of Duty all their life moved over to the X Defiant. And well, because these people don't have any self-awareness about how they play exactly almost the same way. They got slide canceling, I believe, is probably an X Defiant. They got some weird slide mechanic in there, so probably people will find ways to abuse it. And anyways, so that's what I'm kind of talked about as well. Some people are they can't just play the game. They gotta find ways to break it and destroy the fun in it. But yeah, so it's weird to me, again, that people are competitive and sweaty and stuff like that. But even in a game that doesn't have locally based matchmaking, it felt the same way. I think X Defiant's ping based connection, locally based matchmaking. Anyways, so it's weird how that game felt so similar. And it's like, okay, what are the defying factors? A really strict skill-based matchmaking type of game that's really thick with it, or a connection-based matchmaking system? But they're two different games, and one doesn't and one does. Why do they feel so similar? And again, I don't record my gameplay, but I wish I could show you guys what the fuck I'm talking about. But I'm probably just going to have, again, just random gameplay that's a single-player game or some game that I actually like. Not showing off games that I hate playing. So, again, if I hate it, then why am I playing it? So, anyways, it is surprising to me how people do not realize this, and it's so strange. It's like you're lacking self-awareness about that, and it's the people. So, and again, I think skill-based matchmaking is going to bite them in the ass. They're not going to realize that they're competitive unless you tell them that they're being competitive or they're sweating their ass off. And even if they deny it, then they're just, I don't know what the fuck to say then. I think they just lost all form of reality there at that point. These people, you try to give them a reality check about how there's only two genders, and they freak out. It's the same type. Yeah, it's the same type of mentality, just in a different way. But again, I think also they strayed away from being, realizing that games were meant to be for fun. They were meant to be entertainment. They were meant to be escapism, right? And I think people have strayed away from that a lot with how they play games in general. You see, again, you go join any multiplayer PvP game, it is like the same fucking skill gap. It's like they never jumped off of these games. It felt like it feels like once they got done with school or their job and they came home, they went to do another job, which was video games, because of how much they play it, how much hours they put into it. It's like a job to these people. It's like you realize games were meant to escape a job. It wasn't meant to be, you're not meant to be trying to win and be competitive. And how about you use that competitiveness in your job? You might actually get I don't know, a better job position in? I don't know. Like, where's that type of mentality in a workplace, right? I mean, I get that workplaces are usually shit, and you usually don't want to give 100% because you don't really get. But that tells you how bad the workplaces are, and the fact that we need so much escapism and entertainment tells how bad the world is in general. But that's a whole nother thing I don't want to get into. But yeah, it's weird to me that people have replaced like a hobby or a job, or hobby into a job, right? And they invest so much time, and I don't want to get into the whole content creator. I don't want to like throw names out there, but again, people who are trying to win, I'm sorry, but you're going to be pushing a lot of people away if you're just trying to win. Like, that's not fun to be around. Again, because you're not having fun. You're trying to win. You're not trying to have fun. So, and eventually skill-based matchmaking, you're already seeing it with the open beta for Modern Warfare 3 is Call of Duty is already, now, skill-based matchmaking protects people who spend a lot of money on skins, it protects content creators, it protects, pro players, and in general, they don't really care because they already play the game competitively, and that's what I'm talking about. So, depending on what competitiveness you are, now granted, skill-based matchmaking also protects the small minority, like the very small minority of people who are retarded or handicapped or disabled in some way, shape or form. But, they protect those types of people, but those people are so much in the minority that it's not justified. But anyways, what you'll realize is there's people who are like me who are trying to have fun and plays games to have fun, and then they will back out. They'll leave, because why the fuck would I play a game where everybody's, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like I don't know how they see on their screen. Everything's a blur to them. So I just leave because there's no point to a game like that. There's just no point to play a game like that. I don't know why you do. It's you're trying to serve to mommy that you're good at something. You're trying to serve to her, tell her or whatever that you're good at something in your life, even though you're not. You're just still a pathetic loser who sit there and play video games all day long. There's money on the line, which probably is true when you're a competitive person, or a pro player or something like that. Anyways, so eventually the skill-based matchmaking will keep getting worse and worse and worse, and especially when you're looking at the COD community, it's only going to get worse. Now, I have friends who are competitive, don't know how, but I seem to always attract those people. I do think polar opposites do attract. And, as long as they're your friend and you flat out tell them that they're being competitive, but they'll also tell you that they're naturally competitive or slightly competitive, I have no issue with those people. But with those types of people, though, you have to tell them, hey man, I'm not competitive. You gotta just be on. It's your friend, and if they're good friends, they're gonna be okay. They're gonna pull themselves back. They're gonna step a little bit back, and I'll say these to these people who are trying to win, or rather slightly competitive in nature or something like that. Just know that you're going to be a lot of people are not going to like you. They're just not going to be your friends, probably, especially someone like me. But if you kind of self-aware, you have this self-awareness at least a little bit, and then your friends also tell you straight up, hey, I'm not having fun when you're playing like this, man. Have a challenge set for you. If you're like, hey, I'm pretty good at this game. I realize that I'm pretty good at this game. Challenge yourself. Play with a gun that's not as great. Because someone who's really crappy at the game, who's, really bad at aiming too, and he's just kind of new to games, or maybe it's a kid, and it's like, bro, if you were the big brother, right? And you're the big bro, right? You got little bro, you got little bro right there. You want to beat the shit out of him, right? Not just physically, but in the video game, right? But you don't want to completely, you still want to teach them. You still want to be, hey, even though I'm beating you, here's a little trick, or what you do actually, because you're so much better at the game. Guess what you do? You hold yourself back a little bit. You have a challenge. You give yourself a challenge in order to defeat something that's not as challenge. So it's weird to me that I think people have lost that, and people just want to give up and not actually try anymore. And it's kind of that Zoomer millennial mentality where they don't really care to try anymore. They don't want to have that, that big risk factor of, oh, I wonder what, if I actually, God forbid I actually have a challenge in my life, right? People don't really want that anymore. And this goes into the whole aspect of, everybody tries to look online on what's the best OP weapon, what's the best meta, and anybody who creates those videos needs to die. But anyways, it's like these people get into analytical numbers and about the game. It's like, why don't you just try to just fucking have fun? Like, back in the day, about older COD games, that was how it was. Like, yeah, everybody realized that the ACR and MW2 was great, or there's a lot of really good examples in general, but you get what I mean. Like, a really good game, a really good gun in the game, everybody kind of knew it, but it was like, I felt like there was a lot of people who were wanting to just have fun and do their own thing. And yeah, you had those people who were just losers and used the same fucking ACR, who's a basic ass bitch. But you had people who were willing to go and do other shit. And I think that's kind of been lost. But also, you had people who had the self-awareness of what was good, what was bad. But, people weren't so like, ooh, but this is the best. This is what everybody needs to be using. Here's the best meta class, and that type of mentality too I really fucking hate, because you're getting into analytical numbers. Again, I wasn't gonna like shout anybody's name out for this, but Exclusive Ace I think is one of those YouTubers that or content creators, or just in general somebody in this whole community that has kind of ruined games, because he's getting such analytical. Listen, he could do that himself, but please don't share it with other people, because you're kind of part of the problem. You're getting into the analytical, but it's not even him anymore now. It is the developers adding that for the pro players. It is all these people who are completely stripped away about the the exploring and having self-awareness, and realizing, oh, this gun's a little bit better than this gun. Oh, this gun I just like because it has no recoil. It's like, well, statistically this gun is better, so I'm just going to be using this gun. Like, everybody's using an MW3 open beta. Just to give a really quick thing, it's Striker 45 is the best gun, and everybody's using it, and statistically it is the best gun too. Oh, the damage output is insane. Well, I'm gonna keep using it. And then everybody says, ooh, look, this gunsmith, this gun, right? All these attachments through the gunsmith system, this is the best. And then everybody uses the same exact 3 guns with the same exact attachments. Don't even get me started with gunsmithing and how's it completely ruined an arcade game, because you're trying to make it into like an Escape from Tarkov game, but it's it's Call of Duty. It's not supposed to be like that. Anyways, there's a lot to add and there's a lot to discuss here, and I could keep bringing up more and more shit. And the people who say, well, I'm trying to win, it's part of the problem. You try to say, well, I know people are going to be, or not even going to get to this point, going to listen to me, completely through the end of this video right now. And they're just going to say, and see me as a loser, and they're just going to say, well, that's a skill issue. Well, that's what I'm talking about, though. That's legit what I'm pointing out, and you just proved my point if you're saying it's a skill issue. Just by saying that. And I think things are only going to get worse for you, because I've completely left, and you're going to be you're going to have a lot more less and less people to play with. And the skill-based matchmaking is only going to get worse for people like you, for people with that same mentality, if not worse in terms of that skill, in terms of that competitiveness. Listen, I don't care if I'm constantly losing at the end of the day. I just want the experience to be fun, right? Because it's not fun to lose. It's not. But yet, at the end of the day, if you made the experience fun and yet I keep losing, it's like zombies. There's no winning in zombies. It's just how far you can get. But it's that experience in zombies of Call of Duty that is why it was so fun. But again, even zombies, I don't really care about it anymore because it got way too confusing and complex, and I liked it when it was a long time ago. World at War, Zombies, Black Ops 1 was great. Even Black Ops 1 was kind of but I still liked it. Anyways, you can't really fix people who don't have any self-awareness, and I doubt people will even realize this. Again, I would say give yourself a challenge if you're one of these people who play, if you try to win, at least try to challenge yourself. Don't ruin the game for others who are just trying to have fun and realize games were meant to be for fun. So don't try to ruin that for others, man. And again, it's only going to get worse. Skill-based matchmaking is only going to get worse if you keep playing the game like there's skill involved. Because if you keep trying, the more skill is involved. And that's why skill-based matchmaking never actually improves anything. It just makes it worse. You can view this in terms of the fact that, again, your matches keep getting harder in Call of Duty. Why? Because you keep trying to win. So don't win, just try to have fun. But again, if a game has skill-based matchmaking in it, it's just going to get worse. So, but at the same time, a game that doesn't have skill-based matchmaking, right, like X-Defiant, it's still going to feel like you need to have skill in order to compete, and not even compete. Again, that's the whole thing. It's just try to have fucking fun. Try to challenge yourself if you are competitive, if you are in nature. I'm just repeating myself, aren't I? So, again, I don't think anything will change for my words. I doubt anybody would listen to me all the way through here. I think people still project what's actually going to happen and how everybody feels. And again, things are just going to get worse, man. I don't know what the fuck to say. I don't know. Anyways, I'll see you guys. Streams, if I do other videos. Anyways, I still got to film the actual gameplay. I might just have some Rainbow Six Vegas going on in the background. I don't know. I'm just kind of predicting the future. I have no idea what I'm going to do, but anyways, if you guys like the video, don't like it. If you guys dislike the video, don't dislike it. YouTube sucks. I hope YouTube doesn't force ads on here, but they probably will, and they won't give me any money. Anyways, bye.